Is your garden producing baseball bats yet? If so, maybe it is time to make some zucchini tater tots. Welcome back! I'm so glad to see you again. If you're new here, I'm Kathryn, the Aerogarden Homesteader, and today we are making zucchini tater tots. So I need one large egg, and I've only got little ones, so I'm going to take a chance and put 2 in. Because why not? I got a surplus of eggs. Chickens started laying, and boy did they start laying. Today was a 5-egger day, and we've only got 5 chickens. Okay, so we need, my goodness, let me see if I can get my recipe up. My phone does not like it when my fingers are wet. Okay, we need 1 large egg, which we already put in. We need about a ½ cup of shredded cheese. You will need 2 cups of shredded zucchini that you squeeze down until you end up with 1 cup. Actually, you know what? We're going to do the breadcrumbs first before we mess up the measuring cups. You need a ½ cup of breadcrumbs. It does say to use Italian seasoning and put in plain breadcrumbs, but oops, I only have Italian style breadcrumbs, so I'm going with that. It actually calls for panko. I don't have panko, so you know what? Use what you have. So 1 cup of squeezed down zucchini, 1 large egg, ½ cup of breadcrumbs, panko if you have them, and a ½ cup of, it actually calls for sharp cheddar or shredded cheddar. All I have is Colby, so I'm putting in Colby. Actually I have mozzarella, but which might have actually worked out pretty good as well, but I couldn't find it. So we're going with Colby because that was the open bag I found. Final ingredients, if I can get my phone on again, is it calls for a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, but like I said, I have the Italian style, and it calls for a ¼ teaspoon of onion powder plus salt and pepper to taste. Boy, I did not want to open. Okay, onion powder. Now this is straight up onion powder, it's not onion salt, so if you use onion salt, don't add a lot of extra salt. So I'm also going to add a ¼ teaspoon of salt and pepper. They're going to be generous because it just says add salt and pepper, not really giving me a defined measurement. So we're going to start with that, and hopefully it'll be enough because once you cook it, you can't really add more pepper. Okay, I'm going to get this stirred up. Okay. And then I need to form it up into tater tots. So my frozen cheese might be working against me a little bit here. So is my extra small spoon. And then it does say you can do these in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Kind of depends on your oven. I'm just going to do it in the air fryer. I don't want to heat up the house. It's actually a fairly hot day. We are in that weird transition where we get hot days and cold days. So today just so happens to be a hot day. Okay. It's supposed to hold together. It is not really holding together. There we go. Okay. It's holding together a little bit more. Get in there with your hands and give it a good pressing. Okay. I pulled out a cookie scoop to portion it out, and well, now that my hand is dirty, I'm just going for it. So I'm going to, I don't know if this is going to hold together, but we'll see what we got. Golf ball sized, and I'm pressing it into a log. This is probably going to take forever to cook. These are going to be really big tater tots. I wonder if these are just going to turn into fritters. I don't think fritters are too much different from this, so if you just wanted to fry this in oil, you probably could. Of course, I will zip through this, but I will show you how this turns out once it gets going. Now, other things you can do with zucchini if you've got a coming out of your eyeballs amount. I have made bread and butter pickles with it. I have also made like a zucchini style pickle. Those both work really well. Pretty much anything you can do with a cucumber, you can kind of do with a zucchini. I have not tried the pineapple, the fake pineapple zucchini. That is just weird to me, like just canned pineapple. I guess if you've got too much zucchini, I guess it's a good use for it. I have freeze-dried zucchini. I have a recipe for a zucchini harvest bread, which I don't think I've actually made for the channel, but I did make a zucchini baked oatmeal, which is kind of very similar to that oatmeal or the zucchini harvest bread. It's kind of like a loaf, 9 by 13 type bar. interested in seeing any of those. I'm not sure which ones I can swing this season because my plant is making almost too much zucchini for me to keep up with. Almost. I am just keeping my head above water on it. Barely. I've not had to freeze dry too much of it. I've been able to sort of eat most of it as long as I harvest it while it's a reasonable size. But you know how zucchini is. It gets out of hand really fast. It does seem to help if you turn them in your hand while sort of pressing them a little. Probably would have helped if I had pressed out more liquid. No. But it is what it is. Okay, there we go. So, I probably made these too big. They're probably going to take longer than the time says, but I'm going to put them in the air fryer for 400 like the recipe actually calls for, but I'll probably put it in for less time. But we'll see. I will check it as it cooks and make sure. Probably need to hit like 180 or something to make it safe, or 160 internal temperature. Make sure the egg is properly cooked. Other than that, I mean, everything in it's edible. Okay, when that comes out, I will show you how it turned out. So these are how they turned out. They turned out great. It took 15 minutes in the air fryer. I forgot to spray it, but they actually didn't stick. It does suggest eating it with ketchup, which I did try, and I felt like it can go either way. I thought they were good without ketchup. I thought they were good with ketchup. I think it just depends. They probably could have used a little more than a quarter teaspoon of salt, so I would probably go a little heavier handed next time. I did try to salt them after they came out, but yeah, they're not covered in oil or anything, so it doesn't stick. But yeah, if you got extra zucchini and you're looking for a way to use it that doesn't involve giving it away to your neighbors or canning it, this might be the recipe to consider. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll have some other recipes at the end that you might enjoy, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.